Sonos came from my wallet, and I said
Yeah,
nothing.
I was gonna say, right. I was gonna say, are you unscathed?
I haven't bought it. I don't know if I'm going to. This isn't what I was
Yeah,
hoping for,
I'm not
sort of.
going to. I mean, I'm definitely not going to.
So, for those who aren't aware, Sonos announced what we all knew was coming, which is a new soundbar that supports Dolby Atmos. It is large, it is in charge, and it will not fit in my AV cabinet, nor would it have really worked well in my AV cabinet. But here we are.
Yeah, you kind of need it to be outside of a cabinet because
Right.
it's 3D sound. It does up firing and all that stuff. But yeah, it looks nice. I mean,
It does.
as we've discussed, the thing we have, which I think is what the Beam,
Yep.
works great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was hoping for, which they didn't announce, which means I'm not going to give them any more of my money, at least not yet, was that they would announce, hey, left and right speakers for the front, not just the beam. That would have been,
Yes.
I would have done that.
Yep.
But
I would have done that. That's something I do consider.
yeah.
Like
I had
I'd
it
like
all.
to get they released a new version of the sub. It's I'm not sure what's new, to be honest.
I think it's much like the Surface Book 3, some new
Yeah.
innards, like but not
Oh,
even like
that's
the
it.
speakers, but
Yeah.
it's just like more RAM and more memory.
Right. Which is the stuff you need for future features and
Mhm.
probably more assistant support or whatever. Right. Sorry. Um, I consider that product a lot. I think you have a sub, don't you?
Yeah, I've got two of them actually. That it's
Yeah, they're expensive. Like I kind of wish they made a lower end version of it.
Mhm.
I would probably get that. And then you can just throw $200 speakers, or if you go for the Sonos branded ones, I guess they're what 150. You know, you probably get two of them for 300, something like that.
Yeah.
In the back, and there you go. There's your home theater setup. But yeah, I really wish they did the as an option.
Yep,
So
I would
you-
have gone
you-
out. I would have bought two more,
yeah,
the one
ones or whatever.
SLs I think are whatever they
Yeah.
are, and then but they didn't. And so they announced that. The other big thing that I'm actually looking forward to from this company isn't going to cost me anything is the updated app. It's supposed to have a lot of the feature fixes that have not been built in, such as like remembering your group so you can quickly
Mhm.
jump between them, which here we are in 2020 and we still don't have it, but we almost do. We almost do.
Yeah, I will say I struggle a bit with the Sonos app stuff and this is really hard to explain, but I have to think about what I'm going to do when I want to play something, depending on where I am in the house. Like I really have to think about it. Like the Sonos app to me is fine if you just want to play something that already exists.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit there and play with a playlist in that thing. It's terrible.
Mhm.
I mean, you can, but you wouldn't. I mean, and like we discussed this, you pretty much just play playlists, so you probably don't think about this too much. But
Mhm.
something like finding, well, it differs by app. Like if you go into the Sonos app and want to play a podcast, and you're using Pocket Casts, in my case, because the Pocket Cast integration is basically the app, you can go right into it, and one of the things you see right up front is recently updated, I think it says, or recently played, or maybe both. And you can get really quickly to something that you want. But conversely, like if you want to play an audiobook and you go into Audible, I'd have to bring it up to, actually, I just will because it's crazy. Like you literally have to like navigate through the various Audible
Yep.
regions. Have you seen this? It's crazy. Like it's terrible. And finding your content in there is impossible. So what you have to do is add something you want to listen to My Sonos, because otherwise you can't find it. So in that case, it's better just to use the Audible app, because you can play two Sonos, from there. But we also have like a set of Chromecast speakers, which are now in our dining room, because that's where the exercise equipment is, and that's how I want to listen to. I listen to podcasts when I work out, and Audible, for some godforsaken reason, doesn't work with Chromecast, which is crazy. So in Android, you can Chromecast from the notification shade, and you have to it casts your entire phone to it. And that's how you do it. Like it's just, it's just kind of, I don't know. Every time I have to do anything, I have to think about it. Like, okay, hold on, I'm playing this and I'm here. What do I do?
We'll see if the updated app, they do claim that it will make it navigating your audio and content easier, but they've been saying that for every update, and it doesn't really get better. But
do you have dark? Well, you don't use dark mode on your phone, though, do you?
Nope.
I don't think Sonos supports dark mode on Android, or if it does, I don't see how to turn it on. It's another thing about this stupid app.
They
Anyway,
do support Dark Side of the Moon.
yeah, they do, and it sounds great, by the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, so Sub and Sonos 5, which is the new name for the big speakers, I believe are identical enclosures. They
Just well,
literally
very, very close. The
okay.
minor difference, which I actually prefer the model that you have from a visual perspective. So on the current Play 5, there's the word Sonos, right, written up and down, and there's a little like black border behind it.
Yeah.
They revolutionary. They got rid of the black border. That is it.
I think it's because now you can optionally get a white grill on the white one, and they want it to be all the color or something. I'm just guessing, but
Yeah.
anyway, okay, so nearly identical enclosures. They literally said on the Sonos 5, the sound is identical. Like they haven't changed the speaker part of the speaker, but what they did add, like you said, was more memory and I guess a faster processor or something.
Yeah. So that's that. It was a lot of hype for not a lot of product that are reasonable or whatever.
Well, they're overdue doing Atmos. I'm glad they're doing it, but like you said, I would prefer I guess we'll call it it'd be a true 5.1 setup, like where the beam or whatever becomes the center channel essentially.
Yep.
But okay.
Yep, and then also Switch, a benefactor of everybody sitting on their couch, sold a whole bunch of Switch units, 55.7 million. That's
over its lifetime, and then I think it was 21 million fiscal year. They're predicting 19 now for the coming year, so this is the peak moment, peak Switch, I guess.
Yeah.
It's at the second best. I'm sorry. It's the third best-selling Nintendo console ever. It will surpass the second best, which is the NES, the original U.S. Famicom device. This year, it's within 6 million units of that. And then I don't know the exact figure on Wii, but it's over 100 million. It's I think it depends on where you look, but it's over 100 million. I don't know. I mean, it's almost 60. I mean, I guess it's going to get close, over the lifetime, I would imagine.
Yep. And then one other thing, and it was like one sentence or one word of like one PR blog of one thing that went out with the Surface stuff yesterday. And then I finally got some more information from Microsoft about it. And this is actually, to me, a pretty big deal. So the Surface Dock 2, the big daddy, not the travel hub, the big one that replaces the old one. IT managers can remotely shut off ports on that thing. Like you would think that they would make that a bigger deal. Like it integrates with Endpoint Manager. You can turn off the Ethernet. You can turn off the USB, and you can do it remotely and at scale across your entire company. You would think that they might make that a bigger deal about why this thing is coming out.
Yeah, it seems like just kind of a dumb device. Otherwise, I don't mean dumb like there's no point to it. Just that it's a slide. Everyone makes these things.
Yeah, it looks like just like granted it uses the Surface Connect port, but it looked like just another like dock. And then all of a sudden they said, oh yeah, by the way, this is completely customizable. You can control authentication to it. If an unrecognized device plugs into it, it just won't work. Like, maybe surface that up a little bit, because
surface it up. Really, that's how you're going.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
I agree. That's a big deal. So that's neat.
Anyway, so if you've been wondering why you should spend $250 on those things, that is why, because it now is basically an IoT device at this point. So,
yeah, that's true.
So, anyways, Android 11 not coming on time. Nobody's surprised by that, but
yeah, and to be clear, that's not coming on time to developers. And really, what's happening is it looks like they're going to be on the same schedule they were last year. What they had hoped to do was ship this thing a month or two earlier than usual, so they could have more new devices with the new OS in the channel for the holidays. Because Google itself, like their product timeline, like the way they release products compared to how Android is updated, is so kind of off. Like Apple does those things simultaneously, but Apple is the only supplier of their OS, so that kind of makes sense. Like, you want devices to be there for back to school. You want them to be there for, as school is starting, I guess, or you want them to be there for the holidays. And by shipping it as late as they do, the holidays come and everyone's shipping like the previous version of Android. It's kind of, it doesn't really matter, but it just looks bad,
Yeah. So that's really about it. I mean, there's a big Microsoft Xbox thing today, which I'm vaguely interested in, in about, like 2 hours. It's early. isn't it?
Oh boy, is it that early?
Or is that 11 a.m. PT? Probably
I
like
don't
1
even
p.m.
know. It probably is 11.
Because usually their like inside Xbox stuff is like right in the middle of dinner, which is like
Yeah.
5 p.m., like
Yeah.
2 p.m. Pacific. So maybe they're doing it, whatever. And I also have 3 yards of triple shredded mulch arriving today. So that'll be
Triple shredded.
triple shredded, Paul.
Well, my.
I know.
Aren't you something special?
So there's logic behind it. Someone's going to say, but Brad, you only need double shredded. Triple shredded breaks down faster. And you are exactly right.
I've never heard of this term, but go on.
So
Yes.
triple shredded is exactly what it sounds like. They take mulch, they shred it once, that's pretty coarse. They double shred it. That's typically what most people will use for mulching, like around flower beds and whatnot. And then triple shredded is even finer grain. But it can also be used, and here's the key, as filler to help fill in like areas, like
Yeah.
in your garden and whatnot, rather than just dumping a whole bunch of. Anyways, since we had some landscaping done, we have some new like flower beds with retaining block wall on it. I need some filler, and I didn't feel like getting 2 dump loads of mulch, so I just went triple.
It's just like spraying a bald spot with like a color that matches your hair.
No,
Filler.
but I mean, I guess kind of. But like, I need like substance
So,
down there to like
yeah.
backfill, and I don't want to put like it's real expensive to go get good soil, which is good for plants, to like fill all that in.
No,
And so if I didn't want to get double shredded because I actually want this stuff to break down pretty quickly, so
you
go
could probably
with-
spread it with your bare hands. It would be,
yeah, just like pulled
That's
pork,
perfect.
just
yeah, it's just
get the baronets out. Ah, God,
interesting.
Pulled pork sandwich actually sounds good for lunch. I don't think I can get one anywhere though. Good old barbecue sandwich.
Yeah,
Yep.
that does sound good. We don't have time for lunch today, Brad, because our stupid meeting is so early in the day.
Meetings be meetings, and tomorrow's what, Friday, which means we should be back at 1 o'clock unless I die trying to move some of this mulch tonight, which is a possibility. So,
Friday. Remember when that mattered?
yeah. And now it's
Kind
just
of don't, but yeah.
now it's just the day before I have to spend more time with my family.
Week 8 coming to a close. Week 8.